45, 46, 47. Okay. And change the number. 47, 48 here. These two are one set. Okay. Welcome. Now, last class for trapezium. See, total 10 questions. Everything covered. No case. Sometime that side. First 3 questions are, I think the parallel sides are horizontal. Either side triangle will come. One question, left side smaller triangle, right side bigger triangle, I think. Next question, I interchange. One symmetrical. Next 3 questions, vertically parallel side. Okay, now, in all the previous 6 questions, you are divided into 3 parts. But today, see this class, see 45, 46, 47, 48. All dimensions in millimeter. Find moment of inertia about centroidal axis. Other story I won't explain. X bar, Y bar, IXX, IYY. That if you are not knowing, I can't do anything now. Okay, now. What we will do is, see here. Vertically parallel. One triangle upper side, here one triangle lower side, here. Horizontally parallel. One triangle left side, here one triangle right side. So, instead of 3 parts, only 2 parts. And so far, everything explained. First of all, I should not explain anything. So, very briefly, I will solve the question. See, very briefly, start. Question number, class, if someone will complain, he is not explaining anything, as I told you, better not continue studying from my class. Not fit for education. Education means education from me. Okay, I won't tell you are not fit for education anywhere. From me, you are not fit. After so much of explanation, if people still start telling that is not explained, this is not explained, then what you are doing all these days? Okay, start. Here, see. Divide into 2 parts. 200 by 100. 200 by 100. 200 base, height 50. Everywhere, rectangle I will take 1, triangle I will take 2. G1, G2. 1 by 3, oh, little out of scale. 2 by 3 will come somewhere here. Okay. 2 by 3, G2. G1, D2. Half, 1/3, 2/3, 2/3, 1/3. Okay, start. With O origin, X, Y. A1, X1, half of 200. A2, X2, 2/3 of 200. Divide by A1 plus A2. This way, X bar will come 106.667. A1, Y1, A2, Y2. Y1 is 100 by 2. Y2, 100 plus 1/3 of 50. You will get Y bar. Mark it. X bar 106.667. See, this is 200. Center is 100. See, the center is 100. So slightly after 100. Y bar, how much you got? 63.333. So up to center is 50, little above. From other side also, get distances. Okay, now briefly start. I about XX. I about its own axis. BD cube by 12 plus area into, sorry, I not mark the axis here. First you have to mark the axis. See? This is XX axis, forgot, right? XX axis, YY is here. Forgot, mark the axis only. YY axis. Start. I about, this is centroid G. I about XX axis. First, I about own axis. 200 into 100 cube by 12 plus area into this distance square. Today I wrote it. 63.333 minus half of 100 whole square. Half of 100 whole square. Here, I about its own centroidal axis. 200 into 50 cube by 36 plus area into this distance square is 86.667 minus 2/3 of 50 whole square. Okay, over. IYY. I about its own centroidal axis. 100 into 200 cube by 12 plus area into this distance square. 106.667 minus half of 200. Okay, that square. I about its own axis. This much also not required. 50 into 200 cube by 12, 200 cube by 36 plus area into this distance square. 93.83 minus 1/3 of 200 whole square, you get IYY. Enjoy, correctly calculate. I will go to question number 46 now. But what I will do? To save the time, I will write everything and explain. Not write in front of you. Why? Short class. First of all, here 3 triangles were coming. Here only not 3 triangles, 3 parts. A rectangle and 2 triangles. Here only 2 parts. First of all, these questions should be given exercises with the answer. But if I give answer, what will happen is, suppose you make a mistake, you can't make out where is the mistake. So that's why I am writing everything. Okay. (45) over. Now question 46. See, I put here, divide like this. So 140 by 160. See, 140 by 160. Okay, then 140 by, from 250 subtract 160, 90. Okay. A1 x1, A2 x2 divide by total area, you get x bar. Now I won't tell 1/3, 2/3. See, A1 y1, A2 y2 divide by total area, you get y bar. Mark it correctly. Start. I about xx, first rectangle. I about its own axis. 140 into 160 cube by 12 plus the area into, I not mark the axis here. See, mark the axis. Xx and yy. Yy comes where? Here. Somewhere here. See. Yy. Start. I about xx. First about its own center of the axis. 140 into 160 cube by 12. It is there. See here. Plus the area into this distance square. 104.146 minus half of 160. Next. I about its own center of the axis. 140 into 90 cube by 36 plus area into this distance square. 145.854 minus 2/3 of 90 whole square. I about yy. I about its own axis. 160 into 140 cube by 12 plus area into this distance square is 75.122 minus half of 140. Here, I about its own axis. 90 into 140 cube by 36 plus area into this distance square, 64.878 minus 1/3 of 140. Sufficient. It is over sufficient. I will not tell that if somebody, let them comment, no problem. Touch it. Okay. Question 47. See. Make a note. Divide like this. 120, 75. 180 minus 120, 60, 75. G1, G2. Rectangle 1, triangle 2. 1/3, 2/3. 2/3, 1/3. Half, half. Calculate x bar from here. See, the same point. I always find what? X bar means, somebody will ask, from where the x bar? What you are doing from beginning of the class, same format. X bar is Abelco. Always Abelco. What is Abelco? Go back. O, X, Y. Okay. X bar will come 104. Y bar will come 35. Sufficient. Work out. I. See here. Now locate the axis. See, here by chance, values came round number. What to do? It came round number. Good. Sometime it happens. Round number will come. No decimals. XX and YY. Depending on the distances, decide where it will come. See, now nothing to hurry. XX. I about its own axis plus area into this distance square. I about its own axis plus area into this distance square. Yes. Over sufficient. I about YY. I about its own axis plus area into this distance square. I about its own center of the axis plus area into this distance square. By this time, if this is not clear, do not study anything. Okay. Now, last question. Question number 48. Last question. This time I won't explain anything. See, divide into parts. Where here? 50, 75 means 50, 25, 30. Okay. 1, 2. G1, G2. Find X bar, find Y bar. X bar will come 31.667. Y bar will come round number 16. Okay. Then start. I about XX. I about its own axis plus area into this distance square. I about its own axis plus area into this distance square. Add those two, you get Ixx. So this time, since I am not writing steps, someone will tell, sir, not this is also not required. Answer given. So now you should do correctly. Iyy. I about its own centroidal axis plus area into this distance square plus I about its own centroidal axis plus area into this distance square. Calculate, you get Iyy. Okay. Today's class, first of all, I should not have solved. It should have come in the exercise. But still, since 3 parts are we have done earlier, 2 parts, sometimes people have difficulty, only 2 parts. So, I covered everything for trapezium. See, next class once again will be systematic only. Today it is somewhat like exercise or formality of completing. See, I will tell you example. When you meet somebody first time in the house, a function comes, what do? You welcome him. Hello, come like that. After 10 minutes he speaks, okay, then after some time you again meet him. What do you tell? Hello, how are you? See, don't change. After some time, again you meet him. You look at him and tell, okay. After some time, when you look at him, you just, you don't talk. You see, he will laugh at you, he will laugh at you. Little later, he may not laugh at you also. Therefore, first time, see, I welcome like this. Please come like that. Not that way. I explained systematically everything. People who, chance for complaint. He has, people who are serious will understand. They will get benefit from my class. Okay, thank you. We'll meet in next class.